Hello, my name is Nick Davis. I'm a realtor with Remax Premier Group, and I live and work here in the Tampa Bay area. It is a Friday night, and just wanted to do a quick little video about the power of a referral. And what I'm talking about is uh, Cindy, Nicholas, and my number one goal in our real estate career is to create relationships with our clients so that they feel comfortable enough to refer us to their family and their friends. And today, I got to experience, wow, I got to experience an amazing thing. I have a client that we helped purchase a home 6, 7 years ago. And we stay in contact with our clients through a monthly mail out, and we try to call at least once a quarter to our clients just to check in, see how things are going. And we always encourage them that if they have anything that they want to get done, any home improvements, any renovations, any work done, to always use us first to contact us because we manage properties. And so we have a lot of vendors that we work with on a regular basis that are always willing to help our buyer clients as well. So, not to get too far off track, like I have a tendency to do. So, what happened was about 6 months ago, our client contacted me, and he has two daughters, and we helped one of the daughters purchase a home about 2 years ago. And so his other daughter was up north and she was coming to Florida. She didn't have a job, but she wanted to be closer to, the family. And so she started looking into some jobs while she was up north, but didn't find anything. So she came down here and we were talking, and I had suggested, that there's a program called the Down Payment Assistance Program. And it's primarily used by first-time home buyers because it gives the buyer assistance with the down payment, and the money that is given by the city or the county, depending upon which program you go to, is free provided you live in the house for 5 years. So to kind of explain this, let's just say you got $15,000 in down payment assistance money and you sold the home after 3 years. Well, $6,000, because $3,000 per year times 5 years would equal the $15,000. So at closing, if you sold the house in 3 years, $6,000 would be paid back from the proceeds at closing to the down payment assistance program. But if you live in the house for more than 5 years, then there's no money to be paid back, and everything you get when you sell the home is yours. It's a really great program. It's the money's not included in the financing mortgage piece, so you're not paying interest on that money, nothing. So it's a really good program. She got down to Tampa about 3 weeks ago, and so we were talking, and we had been in communication, like I said. And so I said to him, I says, well, she's looking for a job. He's like, yeah. I says, okay. So why doesn't she take the down payment assistance program class now? And so he said, that's a great idea. So she took the class. She's actually working with the lender to get pre-approved so that then we can go look at and find her a home. So she called me this morning, and I saw it was a upstate East Coast number. And so I knew, because like I said, him and I talked yesterday, and he told me that she'd probably be calling me either yesterday or today. So when I saw the number this morning, I knew who it was. So she said to me, she says, my sister and my dad, have told me so much about you. It's like I really know you, but I've never met you. And you've done so much for our family. And, why are you doing this to help me? I said, because you're so-and-so's daughter and so-and-so's sister. And that's what our business is about. It's about creating relationships with our clients, not being, how do I say this? I don't want to get, so many times we see, we talk with people, who have, done real estate transactions, and they say, our agent never called us, never checked in with us afterwards. We don't even remember their name. And our goal is that you remember our name, you remember our phone number, and you know that we always have your best interest as our number one priority. Because some of you know, some of you may not know, I joined the Army when I was 17. I turned 18 at Fort Benning, Georgia, went to Fort Hood, and then went to Germany, and that's where I met Cindy. And then we went back to Fort Benning, and that's where Nicholas was born. After we got married in Germany, and then went to Fort Benning, and Nicholas was born the day that I picked up my first cycle as a drill sergeant at Fort Benning, Georgia. So we bounced around, the first house that we went to look at was at Fort Benning, Georgia. And this is going to sound funny. It was $52,000. And, that was like, oh my God, that's a whole lot of money. But this was 1989. So let's put it in perspective. And so we were looking, and we were working with, there was a lady, she had one of those gold jackets. So that's as much as I need to say as to what company she worked for. And she was showing us houses that, I was working from 4 a.m. till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And the windows were falling apart on these places. And we were just so discouraged. And so one day we were driving down the street, and we saw these new homes, and it was a mixed community of older homes and new homes. And there was a sign on there, and no, I don't remember her name, but I do remember she was a RE/MAX agent. And I also remember her husband was a Black Hat, which was an airborne school instructor at Fort Benning. And so this was, like I said, 1989. So no cell phones. You called the office the next day, and, I don't know if they paged her or what, but she called us back that next night. And we went out and we looked at the house, and it was amazing. I mean, it was like less than 1,300 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Fort Benning was in our backyard, 50-foot pine trees, and we were in awe. And so we went through the mortgage process, and things we were, like I said, we were both young soldiers. And so what wound up happening was Cindy's mom had to ultimately co-sign. But what I'm getting at is that there was a point where, we weren't going to be able to buy the house. And then about 3-4 weeks after that, she called us again, and she said, I was talking with our lender, and, if we can get you a co-signer, we can get you guys the house. And it was that type of caring and dedication, I guess, perseverance that really stuck with me. Like I said, I can't remember her name. I wish I could. But I remember the way she made me feel that, and like I said, it was a $52,000 house in 1989. It was our first home. And like I said, our son was born, in that house, not in that house at the hospital, but, that was the first house we owned together. And just the way that she cared, I guess, really stuck with me. And so that's how we run our business. Exactly the same. We care about what we do, and we want you to know that we got your back. We got your back. I will look at the numbers frontwards, backwards, sideways, and I'll do what I can to get you everything you're looking for in your next home. So, I don't even know what I'm going to call this video, because it's just I should call it, Rambling Friday Night or something. But I just felt compelled to, be a real person, somebody who's just not giving out information, but just be myself and, see what happens. I'll probably cut out a lot of this, and because there's a lot of mistakes in the in each. There's a mistake right there. There's a lot of mistakes, in pauses and stuff like that. So, but if you need our help finding a home here in the Tampa Bay area or selling a home, give us a call, 813-300-7116. And please do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way, the next time I make a new video, you'll be notified immediately. Talk to you soon.